Put in the orders, we fill them, no questions asked.
But we already shipped up all those portables last week.
The abs on that one.
Dang. That is unbelievable.
Where's Justin? Justin?
Stand up some business, I believe.
Dude, I just lost 5 pounds.
All right. Way to go.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
BLT.
Oh,
You wash your hands, man.
Yeah.
Look at the abs on the stick. I was just...
Hey, this guy, look. We are PFT, and you're watching
WGS-TV on YouTube.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX-TV. I'm the WrestleGamer. Double Bonnie Bujo. Got quite a few people to introduce you to. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard exclusively over on Spreaker.com/HWR Media and YouTube.com/HWR Show. He is the Illuminous One, the Shining Star, Rick Star. Rick, how you shining?
I would have been shining better if I could just would have watched the last main event match on Impact, but it didn't happen.
Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, he is our resident paranormal investigator and resident Dixie Carter stalker. He is the son of a bitch known as Andy. Andy, what's up?
Oh, I'm going to put a stop to this. What the fuck do people listen to reviews on YouTube for?
That's him, ladies and gentlemen. He's all attitude and no filter.
Watch the fucking pay-per-views and watch the television shows, you scumbaggy bastards.
Oh, you got this son of a bitch in full attitude and full rampant mode.
I just went for the piss and I've come back and we're doing a review.
Man, I wish I had a coffee filter right now. Anyway, he's our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/Lance Moss TV. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
As Andy gets rid of half of our audience, but anyway, I'm doing good.
Off? What, 16 of them? All 16 have now logged off.
And is he currently plotting his escape from James's from the Big Easy's basement in the Hoodad Temple over on the Hood on Instagram? He's the Bay Area MVP, known as Will, who fully endorses Taco Bell.
I'm going to start abolishing and give James the secret to the meat of Taco Bell so he can eat it for the rest of his life.
Chihuahua.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Impact Wrestling for the week of August 29th, 2013. And we kind of open up the show at first with Brooke Tessmacher, looking at Brooke Tessmacher's, dairy.
Ass.
Yes, thank you.
Ass.
Yes, I was trying to put it delicately, but if you want to put it blunt, yeah, we'll go there. But and next, Bully Ray comes out and basically in a promo patches in Tito Ortiz despite the objections of Mr. Anderson, kind of leaning towards the angle of maybe a rift happening in the Aces and Eights. Something, TNA is trying to lead us something, trying to tell us something is going on with Aces and Eights, and they're trying to go somewhere with it.
He's trying to slip Miss Tessmacher one.
Hasn't he already?
That's what he's leading to.
Hasn't he already?
That's what he's trying to build up for.
Yeah, but I will say this though, they had him go out there and address the situation with Devon leaving TNA, and of course, to keep up with typical heel fashion, they had him, bash Devon, saying he was a loser, he was a lowlife, didn't earn his cut, and he gives Tito Ortiz basically Devon's jacket again, despite the objections of Mr. Anderson. So, like I said, TNA kind of gearing us towards a rift in the Aces and Eights. Just don't know how where they're going with this. And I will say this though, thank fucking God that they did not give Tito Ortiz the damn microphone. Last week and the week before, they gave him the microphone, and he fucking sucked. Thank God Ortiz did not grab the microphone and talk, because he is in what I officially call the Brock Lesnar category. He may have the look, but he can't freaking talk worth a damn. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. The only thing is, he'll be gone within the next couple of weeks. As soon as ever they have this UFC pay-per-view thing, they'll be gone.
Well, I pray for that day to come soon.
It's like advertising horse racing on the WWE. I'm sorry, but Dixie Carter's just... There's something wrong with her. She needs to see a surgeon, a brain surgeon. She needs a lobotomy.
It's kind of turning you off from being Dixie Carter stalker now as of late, hasn't it, Andy?
I'd rather stalk myself, to be perfectly honest. I mean, what is she playing at? Why the hell is she pushing another promotion?
Well, it may not be her choice.
We've all seen that both of them have been on the TV pushing their so-called UFC fight stroke return. And in return to Dixie, have they mentioned TNA in any of their interviews? No.
Nope.
What is up with the woman?
Well,
is she brain dead?
Like I said, from what my understanding is, it may not be her decision. This might be Spike TV's decision to go ahead and promote the Bellator on TNA.
That's where everybody's wrong, because Spike TV are just a production company. They are not in charge of what actually goes on the air. It's down to her. They produce the show. They give her the airtime. They don't have, as such, they don't have full control of what her program is. They can say, we can't show that and we can't do that, but it's her show. She's just using Spike TV's airtime. They have basically no control on what goes on her program unless they don't agree and they say you can't do that because of, and then give her a reason. But it's like if you work in a shop, they've got rules and regulations, but which they have to abide by, but they can still do as they please. So when people keep saying Spike TV are probably doing this or Spike TV are probably doing that, it's nothing to do with them. All they are doing is like our friend Joseph, as a promoter, he gives you a stage to walk on. He's totally in charge, but he isn't in any control once somebody grabs that microphone, what they say and do. That's totally beyond his control. So, for people to say that Spike are telling Dixie Carter what to do, if that is the case, she's not a very good businesswoman.
Opening of Impact Wrestling this week gets a 3 out of 5. As we look to the opening match, which is what TNA has classified to be their must-win Thursday for the Bound for Glory series. And what a way to open up Impact Wrestling this week with Jeff Hardy and Kazarian. Now, despite a couple of spots in this match, this was a really solid opening match for Impact Wrestling, wouldn't you say, Rick?
Yeah, I would. It was a pretty decent match. These two always have great chemistry. Jeff Hardy, of course, he even tried to get a figure 4, submission match, but that didn't happen.
Well, that was sloppy. That was a sloppy figure 4.
Well, of course, yeah. And he then got his win with the Swanton Bomb. For the match, I'd give it a 3. Nothing fancy, nothing, great.
Yes, of course, Jeff Hardy getting the win with the Twist of Fate Swanton Bomb combo, getting those 7 points in the Bound for Glory series. As we look at the 2 out of 3 falls match to determine a new #1 contender for the Knockouts title, ODB and Gail Kim. And this was, again, it's something that James always says. WWE Divas, take notes. These, if you want good in-ring female talent, you got Gail Kim and ODB. And they really proved what they could do in the ring. Now, ODB may not have the looks per se, but she definitely has the in-ring awareness to be in there and do what she does best. Wouldn't you agree, Andy?
Yeah, but Gail Kim couldn't sell a program.
Well,
she might look good eye candy, but you're telling me that Gail Kim can sell any wrestling move. How many times? I've had
Well,
this conversation with Rick many a time.
I didn't say she
How
could
many
sell
times
any
was like,
wrestling move, though. I didn't say she could sell
yeah, but
any
you
wrestling.
basically said she's a good. She isn't. She sucks because somebody punches her in the face. She goes down. She's dying, and within 30 seconds, she's up kicking their arse. She couldn't sell a program. She really couldn't. She supposedly gets seriously injured. She's hobbling round on a bad ankle, and suddenly she'll dive off the top ropes. Now, I'm not a wrestler, but I know it takes both legs to push you off the top rope.
She's better than Oksana, that's for sure.
Oksana's never really been a wrestler. I mean, how long has Gail Kim been flitting between WWE and TNA? And basically, WWE have seen that she can't sell anything. And I'm not being disrespectful. She couldn't sell a program. She really could not sell a program. She's the most diabolical ladies wrestler with talent. She needs to learn a craft.
Well, I'll have to agree to some extent because, in the first fall, Gail Kim gets the submission victory on ODB, what appeared to be a very poor version of the sharpshooter. And then on the second fall, she attempts to go for it again. ODB counters it and get into a pinfall victory. And, of course, Mike Tenay, I gotta fucking call you out, brother. I gotta call you out. ODB used a freaking cloverleaf, not a sharpshooter. If it was a sharpshooter, then ODB's leg would have to be in between Gail Kim's legs. It was not.
That's what I thought it was. It looked like a Texas cloverleaf, and he said the sharpshooter.
Did I snooze for 30 seconds during the match? But was it not announced the best out of 3, and they both had a fall each, but ODB won? Did I miss something?
ODB rolled her up. ODB did a quick roll up.
Yeah, remember, on the second fall, Gail Kim attempted to go for that sharpshooter submission hold again, and ODB countered it into a small package for the pinfall victory on the second fall.
It was like right after she won the match. Then it was like 1, 2, 3, like 2 seconds later.
I was going to say, because I can only remember seeing two like falls, and it was like game over, and ODB's won, and I'm thinking, have I missed something here?
It was 2 full matches with like 1 quick roll up in between.
Which, when you think about it, is when the WWE do best of 3 falls, someone gets a fall, they ring the bell. The referee says, right, ring the bell again, we'll have match number 2. Why haven't TNA done that?
I really don't have an answer for that, Andy, but what would your score be for this 2 out of 3 falls match?
3. And that's purely because ODB carried the match as per usual when Gail Kim has a match. The other person has to carry it all the time.
Main Event Mafia comes out next to address their victory over the Aces and Eights and the fact that Devon isn't there anymore. But remember, we only got 3 members out there due to Magnus having some issues with getting there to Impact Wrestling this week. He really hasn't disclosed. Was there any disclosure as to Rick? Was there any disclosure as to why Magnus was unavailable for Impact Wrestling this week?
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was kind of a little bit out of the loop today with the news, so I've not checked and looked.
Okay.
I think somebody said, was it immigration or something?
I think what it could have been.
Now, for some reason, they give Rampage Jackson the microphone first to talk about what Tito Ortiz did to him with the sneak attack with the hammer a couple of weeks ago.
Plastic one.
Yeah, I've seen Brock Lesnar use realer hammers. I will say this, though. At least he didn't fuck up as badly as Ortiz probably would have done on the microphone. That's all I'm going to say about that. But they would call out AJ Styles to kind of thank him for not only his services last week for volunteering, but they wanted him to join the family. Now, Will, from my perspective, this is what I see now. Is that every time AJ Styles comes out, he transforms from dark AJ Styles to phenomenal AJ Styles. But here's the thing I think we should be more focused on. I think we should be more focused on what AJ Styles had to say in that promo. And I must say this. I kind of wish the fans tonight on Impact Wrestling would have at least been a bit respectful to the content of what AJ Styles was saying in that promo. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I didn't get to the last 2-3 minutes of it because my stream was down. But I'm gonna be very, very, very straight to the point on this one. You're right. I mean, the fans should have known better. I mean, AJ was telling the truth of how long he's been, carrying the company, and he's like the John Cena of TNA and everything. And he voiced his opinion, crisp and clean. And I mean, the fans should know better. Let the guy talk. I mean, what he said was not scripted. It's not a joke. I mean, he's been there for like what, almost 11 years, going 12 years. I mean, I'd give this segment alone a stellar 4 because the fans need to understand one thing. The future of TNA is kind of dark right now, and you got someone that goes from light to dark, light to dark, light to dark. I mean, we don't know the full transition of it, per se. What I can say is, good job, AJ. Fans, shut the fuck up.
Following that, we had AJ Styles and Bobby Roode in a Bound for Glory series match, which was by far, a really, really awesome match to watch. This was nearly pay-per-view quality. Nearly. If they would have put in a 10 more content into it, Lance, I would have to say this is probably a pay-per-view quality match between Styles and Roode.
Definitely. And honestly, I gotta say, match of the night.
Your score?
4 out of 5.
And up next, we had Austin Aries and Christopher Daniels. I will now officially say Daniels, king of the promos, for basically saying earlier in the night to Austin Aries, I am going to beat you flatter than Miley Cyrus's ass. I love that. That, and the fact that they had to censor that too. I loved it. I thought that was awesome. Daniels, you rule. That's all I'm saying. You rule, brother. And there's a brother counter on me. What the hell? Oh, man. But all around, this was a very decent match between Austin Aries and Christopher Daniels. Aries getting the win with the brainbuster on Daniels. And one thing I did post up on my Twitter, which is twitter.com/TheWrestleGamer, is somewhere Miley Cyrus is smiling. I also like to mention on the side that Impact Wrestling retweeted me several times, but for some reason have blocked me from following them on Twitter. Why? I don't know.
Billy, you didn't post those nude pictures of yourself again, did you?
Damn it. 4 out of 5 on this match, and then we get to the big finale of Impact Wrestling, the return of Hulk Hogan, la-di-freaking-da. Hogan back on Impact Wrestling to make a change to the Bound for Glory series, saying that...
Fuck the Jordans.
I didn't know he'd been away. Well, he'd been away. Well, he's been off TV for like 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, and now he's back saying that on next week there's going to be a gauntlet match with the winner of the...
that guy's like a pickled onion sandwich. Talk about the repeats that comes out of him.
I dare not ask. And winner of this gauntlet, getting 20 points in the Bound for Glory series, and then next up, out comes Bully Ray, and I think the only bright point about this is that he was bringing Brooke Tessmacher out there, who looks quite hot in her dominatrix outfit, I gotta say, and they start going back and forth. Hogan pulls out a document saying, you know what, we're officially divorced from my daughter, and then, you know what, it doesn't matter because I don't have to wrestle till Bound for Glory. And Hogan says, you know what, no, you're wrong. In 2 weeks, you have to defend your title against someone in the Aces and Eights. I know at the time of the promo, you said Aces of Eights. I guess Hogan...
Yeah, but you missed the big thing there, Billy.
What?
Even Will picked up on it. First thing he said when he walked out, blah, 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 gets him into the ring. Do you like my Jordan Air trainers? Talk about a plug for Jordan Air trainers. Well, they do give him a year's supply.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.
Well, I didn't catch that.
Do Do you dig my Jordan
caught
Air
it.
trainers? What the hell is he going to be advertising next week? He's going to flop his tackle out and advertise Viagra.
Oh,
No, he's gonna get.
God.
No, he's gonna be on.
I still say to this day, that black bar was overcompensating.
No, he's gonna be out promoting WWE 2K14.
You know the reason why he doesn't like Bubba as the world champion? Because when he hears the name Bubba, he wants to bang his wife. Wrong Bubba.
Anyway, Hogan makes the announcement that in 2 weeks' time, that Bully Ray will have to defend his title and get someone in the Aces and Eights, and to really confuse the hell out of all of us, said that he also had to defend the title this week. Those were the words out of his mouth, against Sting. And then Sting comes out and they end the show with Sting and Bully Ray fighting in the middle of the ring. And I gotta say, Rick, like, you know, what a really confusing way to end Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, well, you know, leave it to Hogan. He likes to confuse things, people. You know, I think he's getting just very old, and it's time for him to go. You know, his contract's supposed to be up in a couple of months. I hope he doesn't resign. I hope he does decide to go with the WWE so he can go for WrestleMania 30 and TNA can finally pick up the broken pieces. Joseph Knight is with us. He's been listening in. And Joseph, do you have anything to say about that situation?
You know what? TNA would not be losing out on anything because Hogan hasn't given anything for them to lose. At this point in time, TNA's smartest move would be cutting that money that they don't need, which is Hogan. Get rid of him, reinvest that money to make your product a lot better. And and I said this before and I'll say it again, they do have TNA, I give it to them, they have some good young talent. Some of their knockouts are former indie women wrestlers, so they have some good workers there compared to the divas. You know, there's maybe one or two divas in the whole WWE that's worth anything. What I would do is get rid of Hogan, reinvest that money, and up your stars, because they do have a lot of good stars.
Overall,
ladies and gentlemen, that is Joseph Knight, smartest man on the planet.
Yeah, I snuck in through the back door because the guards wouldn't let me in the front door.
Let's fire Lance for that.
overall,
Yeah, they kept saying my name is not on the list. My name is not on the list.
on that note, ladies and gentlemen, overall score on Impact Wrestling this week's going to get a 3.75 out of 5 from me. And it's also now time to find out everyone's picks for best and worst match or segment of Impact Wrestling this week. As far as I'm concerned, best match of the night, I have to go with AJ Styles and Bobby Roode. It was a really good match, and I think what really helped contribute to that was the promo by AJ Styles before the match took place, talking about his current situation. I gotta say, you factor that in leading up into the match, I gotta say, made for a very, very entertaining part of Impact Wrestling this week. And worst, I'm gonna say worst segment of the night, gotta be Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan fucking up on his promos. I mean, you know, you're kind of contradicting your promos. You know, I mean, first off, you made a ruling that, you know, since Sting lost in the, I believe it was Slammiversary, wasn't it? That he can no longer challenge Bully Ray for the TNA Heavyweight Championship, and then you say this week on Impact Wrestling, Sting challenges Bully Ray for the TNA Heavyweight title. Okay, you kind of screwing that up. And also, screw you, Hulk Hogan, with Air Jordans. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's go to Rick next and find out, first off, his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Impact Wrestling this week. Rick, your thoughts on champion and jobbers of the night?
Well, I wouldn't give it a 3.75. I'd probably have to give it maybe a 2.75, unfortunately. I don't think none of us gave any of these matches more than a 3. So I got to bump it down to 2.75. The best match of the night clearly was AJ and Roode. That was probably the best probably like you said earlier, pay-per-view quality match, great match. The worst, yeah, Hogan. For a man who once, highlighted, WrestleManias, is now completely fucking shit up. Whether he's doing it intentionally or he's just losing it, you could put that in question. That's maybe a discussion for another time, but yeah.
Best line of the night, Christopher Daniels. I'm going to beat you flatter than Miley Cyrus's ass. Andy, your overall score on Impact Wrestling and your picks for best and worst match or segment of Impact Wrestling.
Best match, AJ Styles, and I would give it 3 out of 10. Not the AJ Styles match, the overall show, 3 out of 10. Again, getting back to what Rick said, everything that Hulk Hogan touches turns to shit.
All right.
Please write to Dixie Carter until I get rid of him, brother.
All right. Will is up next with his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Impact Wrestling.
First, I'd like to say, Joseph, you the man. You the man. And second, Brest, I have to agree. AJ Bobby Roode is best match. Worst match, I'm going to go a little bit different here, and I'm going to say the Gail Kim ODB match. I felt like I was hanging by a thread on my neck on this match. I don't know why. But overall, oh yeah, and one more thing. Hogan, listen to me. Fuck your $200 Jordans. Fuck your $5 headband. Fuck your $40 nylon shirt you rip every day. Because, like Andy says, whatever you touch turns into dog shit. Take it from me. Overall, 3.5 out of 5 for the whole show. And Hogan, I'm dead serious. Fuck your shoes, fuck your bandana.
Well, there goes my PG rating, thanks. And finally, we go to Lance and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Impact Wrestling.
Well, for best, I gotta go with kind of a code. It's got the whole AJ, the whole AJ match and the pipe bomb or whatever you want to call that, whatever when he was on the mic, and also Aries. I mean, Daniel said he was going to knock Aries flatter than Miles' ass. And I had to throw it in there. So, and all I gotta say is Hulk Hogan needs some freaking Geritol.
So what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Impact Wrestling this week. Be sure to put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Where can fans check you out on HWR?
Of course, they can always find me over at Hardcore Wrestling Radio. You can check us out on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And don't forget to listen to our shows over at Spreaker.com/HWR Media. And this coming Wednesday, we have from the Killer Bees, B. Brian Blair.
While Andy isn't busy driving people away from my YouTube channel, he's over on Stoke Haunted. Andy, where can people check you out?
Yeah, the best place to check me out is www.stokehaunted.com. And for those people that keep trolling Billy's YouTube channel, please use spell checker or get your parents to help you type your message.
Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel over on youtube.com/LanceMonsTV?
Wrestling reviews, album reviews, NASCAR reviews, and whatever else pops into my head.
And he's currently making knockoff Air Jordans over on the hood on Instagram. It's the Bay Area MVP known as Will. Will, what you got coming up?
This week, Billy and all NFL fans across the country, we are now going to get into the NFL season. Week 1 picks are this Saturday at James's backyard in New Orleans, Louisiana. First 500 people will get Popeye's crawfish chicken. And all the proceeds will go to CWA and Joseph Knight. But as far as the rest, I'm just looking forward to the season.
Also like to thank Joseph Knight from Classic Wrestling Association for joining us this week on this week's Impact Wrestling Review. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, for the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Frick Star, the SOB known as Andy, the Bay Area MVP known as Will, and the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, I'm the WrestleGamer, Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching. I'd also like to remind everyone that tonight's review of Impact Wrestling has been brought to you by James and the Big Easy's brand new charity, Chair Shots for Joseph Knight.
Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. I'm Haley Ringrose. Stoke answers.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spiritual speaking. Stoke answers.